Browns place Jarvis Landry on the active pup list. The 2020 PGA Championship is set for TPC Harding ParkBoxing icon Mike Tyson returning to the ring to fight Roy Jones Jr.Washington reveals new uniforms under football team. Name 4 Patriots rookies who could surprise at training camp. Delle done angry after medical leave request denied. Redskins coach Ron Rivera says it would be awesome if team name changes before season. David Griffin says Lonzo Ball has expressed desire to continue career in New Orleans. Koepkas, McDowell, and Simpson are latest to withdraw from the Travelers Championship. NBA players are deciding whether it's worth it to play this season. The winners and losers of MLB returning to play. The ugly truth why college football needs a season amidst the pandemic. Rob Manfred not confident MLB season will happen. 247 sports names. Alabama the running back. University, Browns, Myles Garrett having contract discussions. Basketball brings protesters and police together in most years. Week 12 in college football would be a time for teams to start making closing arguments on their seasons. But this is 2020, and there's lots more football left after the weekend before Thanksgiving. The Big Ten has been completely unpredictable with expected contenders falling by the wayside and surprise teams emerging. There are 4 unbeatens left, 2 in the East and 2 in the West. Conveniently, the top 2 teams in each division are playing each other, with number 3 Ohio State hosting number 10 Indiana and number 12 Wisconsin traveling to number 20 Northwestern. By Saturday night, there should be more certainty about which teams will be headed to the conference title game. The same is true in the Big 12 with the annual Bedlam showdown between number 14 Oklahoma State and number 17 Oklahoma. The Sooners have rebounded from their slow start but have ground to make up on the Cowboys and Iowa State. A Sooners loss would end their hopes of a 6th consecutive league championship. Load error. There are compelling stories outside the Power 5 as Cincinnati and Liberty hit the road with difficult games threatening their perfect seasons. A look at the 5 biggest questions for Week 12. Should Oklahoma lose to Oklahoma State at home, the Sooners surely will see their run of conference titles end. However, Lincoln Riley's team looks to be peaking at the right time, having run off 4 consecutive wins, helped by the return of RB Ramondre Stevenson and DL Ronnie Perkins from suspension. The last 3 wins have been by a combined 106 points. The sledding will be tougher this week as the Cowboys, co-leaders in the league with Iowa State, have a defense that can slow down Oklahoma's potent offense. That pushes the emphasis whether OSU can find enough consistent offense to keep the ball away from the Sooners and pull off a huge road upset. When the Big Ten season started, there was little anticipation for this game between the conference's overwhelming favorite and a plucky underdog that was going to face Penn State, Michigan and Michigan State in 3 of the first 4 weeks. Then a strange thing happened. The Hoosiers won all 3 games and beat Rutgers to become the lone threat to the Buckeyes in the East Division. The name Indiana might not strike fear into opponents. However, the players and coach Tom Allen have proved, especially in dominant wins against the Wolverines and Spartans, that this team is capable of an upset. If the defense gives QB Michael Penix Jr. enough opportunities, he will lead scoring drives and keep this game close. After blowing out Maryland in its opener, Northwestern has played it closer against Iowa, Nebraska and Purdue. One of 4 unbeaten teams left in the Big Ten, the Wildcats' biggest test comes Saturday against Wisconsin. One thing we know, Northwestern's defense is legitimately good. The Wildcats have allowed just 10 points in the second half all season and held opponents to 4.3 yards per play and 3.6 yards per carry. And the offense is much improved under Indiana transfer quarterback Peyton Ramsey, who has 845 yards of total offense. In all, everything we've seen through 4 games says Northwestern has what it takes to win the Big Ten West and reach a New Year's Six bowl. While external expectations weren't very high after winning 3 games in 2019, don't forget the Wildcats went 8-1 in the league and reached the conference championship game 2 years ago. Well, UCF is certain to provide the Bearcats' stiffest challenge to date, if only by default. Cincinnati has run through every opponent easily, with only 1 game decided by fewer than 21 points. As with Northwestern, the Bearcats are defined by an outstanding defense while the offense, which ranks 13th nationally in yards per play, is overlooked. But the best offense in this matchup belongs to the Knights, who are averaging 619.1 yards per game to lead Football Bowl's subdivision teams. In that sense, this is a classic matchup, one of the best defenses in the country. Matching wits with quarterback Dillon Gabriel and this dynamic UCF offense. Is North Carolina State better than Virginia Tech? The Wolfpack certainly aren't worse. And after just getting past the Hokies 38-35 on a late field goal 2 weeks ago, Liberty will likely need all 60 minutes to beat its third Atlantic Coast Conference opponent on the season. This is a potential statement game for the Flames, coach Hugh Freeze and quarterback Malik Willis, who has a shot at posting 2,000 passing yards and 1,000 yards on the ground during this shortened season. For Liberty, another win would greatly increase the likelihood of going undefeated, though Coastal Carolina is looming to end the regular season. Freeze might have rehabilitated his reputation enough to be in consideration for major job openings, including the recent opening at South Carolina. Don't be surprised if Saturday's game ends with both teams scoring 35 or more points.